people with the last name Pepper who have doctorate degrees, what is your experience introducing yourself to people, and do you wish you could change your name? Had a friend in the army who delighted when he became Sergeant Pepper. My uncle had a friend in the army whose last name was Dick. From Private Dick all the way to Major Dick, that guy was not having a good time. Colonel Dick probably wasn't much better. Maybe he was just a General Dick though. Nobody has ever worked harder for a promotion to Brigadier General. Drill Sergeant Dick. If he was in the Navy, he'd be Seaman Dick. Did this happen 20 years ago? 7-hour-old post and I missed my opportunity. It's okay. Both my grandparents were Dr. Pepper. I don't even know where to put my comment. Keep studying, you'll get there. Luckily my last name is Pibb, so I don't feel any pressure to be an overachiever. Yeah, but you can be a little extra at times. I prefer Mr. Pibb. He's a man of the people, the kind of soda you could have a beer with. You should start introducing yourself with, they call me Mr. Pibb. Before he died, my wife's gynecologist's name was Dr. Finger. True story. What was his name after he died? Dr. Fingered. Oh man, this one killed me. A friend's dad was a gynecologist. The family name is Love. A male gynecologist, named Dr. Love. We have a cardiologist named Dr. Hamburger at my hospital. It makes me internally giggle each time he introduces himself to patients. Not on the same level, but the McDonald's franchises in my hometown were owned by Joe Burger and his family, the Burger family. Teddy, my last name isn't Burger. Wait. Do you think my name is Bob Burger because the sign outside says Bob's Burgers? My God, I love this show. Picked up a few lines from Gene. Come on in. The water's wet. He chose McDonald's over Burger King. Interesting. I used to work with a surgeon named Dr. Piles. Yes, just like the hemorrhoids, to which he was a walking hemorrhoid. The only thing that may be worse is being Dr. Payne. The name of my dentist as a child. Our dentist was Dr. Bond. And while it didn't sound cool initially, he did get to say he had a license to drill. Bet his wife is sick of hearing him say that. No, that's why she married him. In my hometown there was a successful dentist, Dr. Slaughter. ETA, this dentist is located on the central coast of California. Also learned proper pronunciation, and thanks for the award. It's my first one. There's an oral surgeon by me who's named Dr. Blood. There's a urologist by me named Dr. Chop. Edit, as many have pointed out, I neglected to mention his first name is Richard. So, Dick Chop. Had a Dr. Savage pull a tooth. My mom's old doctor was Dr. Chronic. I had my appendix removed by a doctor and going to a FIAP. I once moved and the local doctor was Dr. Acula. I was seen by a Dr. Janitor. I once had a doctor who was a disembodied floating head. At my SOS hospital, there's 2 Dr. Wangs in the urology department. Mine was Dr. Africa. Wow, I bet it took a lot to drag you away from them. I heard that 100 men or more tried, but there was nothing they could ever do. What's wrong with the doctor's laughter? Frankenstein ruined it for the rest. If I was a dentist named Dr. Payne, I would get jacked and only wear lab coats with cut-off sleeves. And maybe an eye patch just to add a level of mystery. I remember when I was a kid we passed by a doctor's office that said Dr. Payne, and my brother commented that if he had that name he'd ask patients to call him by his first name. Poor Dr. Vicious Payne. My dentist was Dr. Payne. He was awesome. Good thing he doesn't give prostate exams, that would have been a pain in the ass. What happened to your eye? Oh, nothing, I just thought it made me look more dashing. Comma smiley face. Had a gyno called Dr. Sharp. There's an OB/GYN around here named Dr. Butt. I'm like, did you pay attention in medical school? I've never met a Dr. Pepper, but I do have a Doctor. I wonder how often people ask them to give them the news. Excuse me? I've got a bad case of something here. It's just a cold. Go home. I'm assuming they join the ranks of people whose names are famous in songs, so people sing them to them all the time, i.e., Brandy, Delilah, Jolene, Eleanor, Eileen, etc. Yeah, just ask my cousins Roxanne and Rosanna. I reckon that uncle is a funny prick. It's strange. Maybe. Who am I to judge? Caecilius may have been a murderous zealot, but it was amusing to see him genuinely believe he was fighting a dude named Mr. Doctor. Oh, you're using made-up names? Doctor, give me the news. I have a dentist named Crentist. Maybe that's why he became a dentist. If someone introduced himself as Doctor, I'd reflexively say Mr. MD. My wife's professor's last name was Nurse. She had a PhD. She was Dr. Nurse. No kidding. My brother used to be in the Air Cadets, where there was someone called Corporal Sergeant. They then got promoted to Sergeant. I knew a sergeant in the Air Force named Major. He was Master Sergeant Major. Ha. I knew a guy in the Army with that same last name, who got passed over for promotion because it would have made him Sergeant Major. Y'all really know these people or making Catch-22 references? Guy I went to Navy boot camp with was named Stain. Seaman Stain. There was a female sailor named Seaman Guzzler. I was a cook and there was another cook on my ship with the last name Cook and another with the last name Kinchin. Everybody called him Kitchen. When I asked Cook about it, he said I thought being a cook named Cook would be funny, but I guess the joke's on me because I've been doing a job I hate for 12 years. My buddy was Seaman Cummings, no joke. One of the reasons the highest rank in the U.S. Army is General of the Army instead of Field Marshal, as in other countries, was to avoid insulting General George Marshall by calling him Field Marshal. Ah, like Major from Catch-22 lol. All that and she still couldn't do any medical stuff. Imagine being on a plane and being asked if there's a doctor or nurse on board. Of course I know them. They're me. Is there a doctor or nurse on the plane? Yes, I'm a doctor. What's your name, doctor? I'm a nurse. Sorry, what's your name, nurse? I'm sure this skit could go on for another minute, but I'm not up to the task. I had a therapist with the last name Looney. I thought it was hilarious. Then she got married to a Mr. Ward. She did not hyphenate, much to my disappointment. She really missed a great chance there. Lol. Edit. Thanks for all the awards, kind strangers. Probably realized they were saving themselves a lifetime of ID checks. Too bad she wasn't a musician. She could write Looney Tunes. I have a family doctor friend who stuck with her maiden name because she didn't want to be Dr. Needles. Totally missed opportunity. Oh, and of course all of us in London, Ontario know of the famous chiropractor Dr. B.J. Hardick. Proudly embezoned for over a decade in Hardick Chiropractic Center. Way to own IT. Not an issue. I didn't spend 8 years in medical school to be called Mr. Pepper. I feel like I might spend 8 years in medical school specifically to be called Dr. Pepper. Only to realize I made a terrible mistake. The trick is get a doctorate in something non-medical. Doctor moniker, but no need for medical stuff. The trick is to change your name to Doctor. No need to go to med school, just change it on paper. Mr. Doctor, Mr. Doctor? It's strange, yeah, but who am I to judge? I'm Peter, by the way, Dr. Strange. Oh, we're using our made-up names. I'm Spider-Man, then. Dude, I always love how unintentionally savage Peter sounds during that line. Ha ha ha, my favorite part in that movie, laughing out loud. I was super confused by what you were trying to say until I finally realized you weren't making a James Bond reference. Doctor, gimme the news. A few years ago my GP was called Dr. Dre. I was seeing him quite frequently at one point as I was struggling with poor health. He finally diagnosed me with a honey allergy, saying ain't nothing but a bee thing. My friend's last name is Doolittle. He stopped at a master's degree because he refused to be known as Dr. Doolittle. Guy in high school last name was Doctor. Said he wanted to be a doctor, though last I heard anything about him, he was busted for blowing up his parents' sprinkler system with homemade explosives. But that was a long time ago. If he blew up the sprinkler system as a kid, then he sounds like someone who has what it takes to become a doctor. If he did it as an adult, I'd assume he didn't make it to college at all. There's a fictional character in Catch-22 whose last name is Major. His parents thought it would be funny to give him the first name of Major. He joined the army and no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't get promoted above the rank of Major because his superiors thought his full name and title of Major was priceless. There's a guy with the surname of Doom who got his doctorate degree, I forget in what, just so people would have to call him Dr. Doom. Edit, found him. Edit number 2, holy crap, this blew up. Also, as some have said, Dr. Doom obviously didn't go through the hell that is getting a doctorate just for the name. I played that up for the joke. But it's still a little funny that he's so well known. Web link. Dr. Doom is an incredible, caring, understanding, and absolutely hilarious professor. This is both really sweet and hilarious. Sounds like Latvian propaganda. There is nothing wrong going on in Latvia right now, how was that? Blocks curse Reed Richards monument. He should team up with currently at the University of Manchester. Web link. Apropos, Harry Potter is also currently doing a PhD at the University of Manchester. Poor guys. And you're 100% correct, because I just. Web link. Damn, he's even an engineering professor. That's the best circumstances to become a supervillain. Man, I die to be called Dr. Doom unironically. I really want to leave some joke reviews on that site now. Great professor, aside from the world domination plans. Thank you for watching. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube. And share them with your friends. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. We welcome your comments below. Another of our videos will begin shortly.